Hello, welcome back to MFWoodShop. Before I get started today, a dear friend of mine, Patrick Curtis, you may know him as Patrick's Wood Shop. He had passed away recently, and my heart goes out to him and his family, and we're going to miss you, buddy. All right, just a quick close-up on this. This old cedar wood or treated wood is very aged. It's getting weak, and all the hardware on here is all rusted to hell. In fact, I've already taken out all the bolts I actually can with a some sort of wrench or socket or whatever. All the other bolts would probably have to be cut out, and I haven't got that far yet. So my plan is to stay under $50. The reason I need to want to stay under $50 because you could buy this whole thing for $100. But I think if I use the braces, the 3 braces, and the arm rails, scrunch them down to a 1-seater, about 30 inches I figured up, and use composite fence post, I can come really close to $50, and it will last 100 times longer. So that's the goal. So we're going to try to replicate the top of this. Of course, scrunch all this down to about 30 inches. Right now it's about 57. And then reuse all the metal parts. We'll probably have to buy new bolts. I haven't got that far yet. I think maybe if I cut a slot in it, which doesn't take very long, might actually be able to back these bolts out. At least most of them. I think that's my plan of attack. Cut a slit with the grinder, take it off with a flathead screwdriver and a I think it's 7/16 socket. That's my plan of attack. Let's see what happens. Alright, so after disassemble, got all the old bolts out. Wasn't too bad with that technique I used. I cut the carriage bolt, little slit in the top, used a flathead screwdriver and the impact on the back. Most of them popped out real good. I only had to cut like 3 completely off. And then I got all the hardware that I can reuse. It's all in pretty good shape. It's just dirty and needs to be cleaned up and painted. The only piece of this wood that I'm going to keep, at least for now, is the top board, and I'm going to at least come close to replicating this on the new bench. These are the fence pickets I'm going to use. They are composite material. You can cut them with regular woodworking tools and they'll hold up to the weather. The reason I chose these is because A, I'm making it 30 inches shorter so I can go with the thinner material and still the 3 braces, and it should be fine. plus a composite material. It's already stained, ready to go. Just cut it, put it in place. And the dimensions was pretty decent. 72 inches long, 5 1/4 wide. That gives me, if I did my math right, I can get 6 slats out of each board, and half a board I can get 3 slats because the other half needs to be a little wider for the top piece for the profile. So that gives me 12 boards here, 3 more additional slats here, and then a top piece. And then I should have a little bit left over where I can make some armrests. So that's the plan. All right, 1 9/16 and a feather board to hold it all tight. Remember, I have a limited supply and a budget. So all these are cut to width of 1 9/16, and all of them are cut to length, which is, I ended up with 34 inches. So I got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 slats, which is 1 more than I actually need. And then I got a wide one for the top piece that I'm going to be doing that profile on. So the next step is to set up a drilling jig so I can drill right where I need to on both sides, so I can put it in the drill press, drill it. I want to be able to flip it, drill it in the same, and it'll be in the same spot, and then set up a second stop for the middle. And then I'll have the 3 braces for the screw points. They're gonna live with that. Sand it up, be done. So while metal is painted, I didn't go all crazy with sandblasting it or anything like that. I did give it a once over with some sandpaper and then just painted it black, mostly because that's about the only color I had in the shop. I got all my pieces cut out ready to go, and I went down and got some more hardware, or new hardware, and we're just gonna give this a go. Okay, I just put a couple boards on just to see what it was gonna look like. Remember, I shortened my length, and I got new hardware. The hardware I got was galvanized, and I think I'm gonna stop right here and paint the hardware before I go any further. So we'll revisit this after the hardware is painted. Alright, so I think all the hardware is on. It needs to be tightened up, obviously, but it actually don't look too bad. One mistake I think I made the slats a little too thin. The old slats was 1 3/4, these are 1 9/16. And honestly, I could have probably put another, I don't know, another 1/2 inch on each side of this, on each slat, or another inch on each slat wide. I think that would have actually looked better. But the reason I did it at this dimension is so I can use the fence post and maximize the amount of fence posts I used. This is the only scrap of that fence post I have left, and it was an extra slat. So I maximized 3 fence posts to make this, and I still think it looks pretty good. Let's tighten everything up. this all done. We got the eye hooks back here. I still got to tighten up and cinch down. I'll do that when I hang it. But there she is. Not bad for 50 bucks. All right, my goal is to recreate a old swing, shorten it a little, and make it under $50. And I did all of that. The boards were $33 and I spent $10.50 on hardware. And then I had the paint. So I guess if you had to buy the paint, might put you just a little over budget, but not bad. It's pretty strong side to side. I think it will hold up pretty well. Not real sure, quite honestly, but it looks pretty good, and quite honestly, where it's going to go, it probably won't get used a whole lot. It's more probably a look pretty type situation anyway. So there it is. I'll probably wait until next spring to actually hang this. It's getting pretty cold here, and you're not going to use it too much more this year anyway. So I'll take it over to where it's going to go, which is my mom's house, and I'll just put it in her barn and then hang it up next spring. If I remember, I will put a updated post on one of my social medias when I do hang it. Two things I would change if I did this again. I would make these slats wider, and I'm not so sure I would go with the composite fence board. Go with maybe something a little thicker, 3/4 inch wood of some sort, and finish it, or maybe a composite deck board or something like that. Maybe a little thicker. These I think will hold up because I shortened the span and made it a 1-seater instead of a 2-seater. So I think I'll be fine, but they do seem a little thin and a little flexible. Oops, I forgot to tighten it. But short of that, I think it looks pretty good, and I think it'll hold up in the weather quite nicely. So that's all I got for you this week. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. As always, I'll see you next time.